we are talking about knowing your numbers by connecting LionDesk and Google Sheets. That is one of the big things. And also connecting LionDesk and Google Sheets, you're going to see here, actually creates a really powerful contact manager. So you can know your numbers. If you're looking for specific numbers of the business you're doing in LionDesk, we'll show you how to find that easily using the what is basically a real-time Google Sheet. It's a real-time mirror of your LionDesk in a Google Sheet. So we'll show you that. But also, one of the more practical things we've seen agents use it over the last, year and a half it's been out, has been, Contact Manager. And then two things I just kind of wanted to point out here, or a few things. This is all possible because of the LionDesk Marketplace. So you guys have been using LionDesk for, I know.
It's beautiful.
It is. You guys have all been using LionDesk for, quite a bit of time. I'm sure you love it. And they've launched this new feature called the Marketplace. If you go to liondesk.com and you're just going to click on this members area up near the top next to free trial, and then it'll drop down and show Marketplace. You can just click on that. And it's the Marketplace for members. It's your one-stop shop for features, services, and integrations. And they have a ton of great integrations to help you save time and connect apps to LionDesk. One of the beautiful things about LionDesk is that they have an open API so that you can find the apps you love to, that are most helpful for you, and then just plug them right into LionDesk and use them together like one app. So they're committed to that. And part of that is putting together this marketplace where all those things are easy to find. So go ahead and check that out. And then as part, we're doing this because we're with API Nation. So today you have me, Gabe, and Leslie Ann is also on the call. She's also from API Nation. And we are doing this because we've added a bunch of those integrations to the marketplace. API Nation is all about connecting apps. So when LionDesk called us and said, hey, we're putting together this marketplace, it's a bunch of apps we want to connect with, we said, that's what we do. We connect apps. So we hopped right in. We have a ton of experience. You can see over 40 years. We focus on real estate. So you might see other platforms that talk about, hey, let's connect apps. Let's make integrations for you, make it super easy. And that's great. If that works out for you, that's perfect. But just know when you go to API Nation, we're people who talk to real estate agents, brokers, all those roles you saw earlier. That's who we talk to all day, every day, to find out how best to connect the apps and what apps you guys are using. You guys have a whole niche of apps. If I talk to somebody about LionDesk, they'll be like, oh, that sounds very cool. It sounds very useful. I have not heard of it. If I talk to a real estate agent about LionDesk, you guys have all heard of it. So it's a whole ecosystem. And then you can kind of see our principles here. We're here to make you money, save you time. We think you should be making the computer do the computer work, and you should be able to focus on the people work. And by connecting apps, it's actually kind of a 1 + 1 = 3 situation. So you get two apps together, awesome, connect them, even better. The synergy is really just going to power this thing. All right. And today we're talking about the LionDesk to Google Sheets because that is in the marketplace. I'll show you where it is, what it looks like to set it up, and how a few people we've seen have success with it have set it up. And you can turn that on. It's $20 a month through API Nation. You can have that going, monitoring, populating, making sure that Google Sheet is up and running all the time. It's just a little employee for you, super cheap, $20 a month. They don't care that they're getting paid below minimum wage, that little robot. So, and then also we're going to give you a special offer at the end. So if you hang with us till the end, we're going to tell you how you can get this free for a week. Just try it out. See your Google Sheet from LionDesk and see if you like it. If you do, I think you will. It saves you a lot of time. Then keep it. If you don't, you can keep the Google Sheet. We'll just turn off the updating so you won't get updated. But we'll tell you how to do that at the very end. Two things I want you to think about as we get started here. Kind of two numbers I ran across this week that really kind of shocked me. Actually, it's one number. It's one number in two different contexts. You'll see what I mean. 55 homes. That is how many additional homes you can expect to sell with an ISA. So we saw earlier there's 3 ISAs on there. Those 3 ISAs on average are helping the agents they're working with sell 55 additional homes per year. So you'll see here in a minute why that is important to our presentation here. And then I'm going to show you the second number. Also $55, which is the average price of a lead a real estate agent pays. So you as an agent have been working hard to get these awesome leads. You know, it's your lifeblood, it's your business. $55 a lead. If you go into LionDesk and you see, you know, the number of contacts, the number of leads you've added there, on average, you could just multiply times 55, and that is the value of your book of business. Probably the very base rate. I'm sure there's a whole bunch more value, especially from the work you've put into it. But if you just kind of want a baseline rate of how much those contacts have cost you, that's something you can start with. So I want you to keep that number in mind: 55 additional homes using ISA, and the average price of the lead is $55. Any questions so far before I show you why that's important to this sync?
That's great info, Gabe.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked, you know, $55 a lead seems, I mean, I hear people get Facebook leads real cheap all the time. And I know some of them are great, but probably to get a qualified Facebook lead, it probably takes, you know, a few looky-loos to finally get to somebody who's going to be part of you know, part of an eventual transaction. So cool. All right, let me tell you why this is important and how this connects to LionDesk with Google Sheets. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and kind of let you know. Oops. Yeah. Perfect. All right, and can you guys see my screen? You should be seeing the LionDesk homepage. See,
looks
you guys.
Good.
Cool. Yeah. Perfect. Got a yes in the chat. All right. And I'm just going to sign into LionDesk here, sign into the new LionDesk. And you guys can kind of take a peek of the contacts we have there. So this, like I said, we have 450 contacts we've added in here. If you are a successful real estate agent, you probably have quite a few more. But we've worked hard to get these 450 together. And so we want to make sure we never lose them. It's $55 a contact. We don't ever want those to kind of get misplaced, or us to, you know, something to happen and we suddenly lose access to these contacts. You know, you guys are jumping brokerages a lot. Sometimes things get shuffled. The software, the text you're using, sometimes get, you know, moved around. So as an agent, most of you guys are agents, and a good number of you are brokers. So it's always good to have a backup. So that's what this is. This is an automated backup of all these contacts. These are LionDesk contacts getting synced into a Google Sheet live. So in real time, as you add contacts to LionDesk, the API Nation sync takes a look at hops into your LionDesk every 15 minutes, takes a peek around, see what has changed, any new contacts. It pops them right onto this sheet, all the info you add. So as you continue to add, you add out the tags, their birthday, their anniversary, all that hard contact info that makes these real rich. All that stuff will get backed up as you add it in LionDesk, which is pretty helpful. It makes a great second home for your contacts, so that you always have a place that's really lean. You know, it's a Google Sheet, it's a spreadsheet with all your contacts. It's easy to take anywhere you want to go. And it's easy to use in a variety of different ways. So that is one of the most successful ways we've seen people use this. So when they talk to us about, hey, I turned on that Google Sheet LionDesk sync, and we say, oh, that's great. Could we ask you, you know, what has it been doing best for you? This is kind of what they tell us. They say, I really just want to make sure my contacts are always up to date and available to me at a central location, no matter, you know, if I'm using LionDesk, if I'm using LionDesk at a different brokerage, or if I'm a broker, I can have my agents, all the agents, sync their stuff to a sheet in my Google Drive. That way I know the leads we've given them, I always have access to those. I never lose track of those, even though I handed them off to an agent. So that is the number one most often used strategy for this integration. Is there any questions so far about that?
Hey, Gabe, there's one question. It's in the Q&A box. Is there a field in this particular list in the Google Sheet that is designated for notes and comments?
I looked at that earlier. I didn't see a notes field. We can double check. So I can show you a little spreadsheet magic for you people who are getting into Google Sheets right now. I just highlighted that first cell, and then I'm going to go to the last cell. I'm going to hold Shift and click it. Then I'm going to copy it by hitting Control C. And then I'm going to right-click this new cell. This is just, and then paste special, paste transpose. And basically what this does is take rows that are this way and puts them this way. And this just makes it a little bit easier to read sometimes.
Makes it a column. That's cool.
Yeah. So I didn't see notes earlier. So notes and comments, it doesn't look like are in here. But you know what's interesting is you can see here, these are all custom fields that we've added just to see if they work. You know, the name of pets, test number, the Mojo comments that got synced over. We actually created a field for that. And then some other test fields just to make sure that comes over. So notes and comments, it doesn't look like actually come over. But if you are keeping a bunch of that information in custom fields, those will get synced over, especially if you, which can be especially valuable as you keep financial information in these custom fields. So, how much you paid for their lead. That way you can come up with an average cost of acquisition, or how often you contact them. That way you can get a good number of how many touches you've had with them. So those kinds of quantitative things, as you add it in here, those will get pushed over. It doesn't look like notes and comments will, though.
Okay, great. I went ahead and answered Chris on that one. And he was probably listening in closely. So thanks.
Yeah. No, that's great. Chris, he looks good. Cool. So like I said, that is the first way a lot of agents and brokers are using this. And let me show you the second way, the one that relates to ISAs. So like I said earlier, ISAs, inside sales agents, a lot of times you'll have a bunch of people you need your ISA to call. You'll have a list of them in LionDesk, and it's possible as a broker, as an agent, you think, oh, I would like these people to call them. I don't necessarily want to give them my login to LionDesk. Maybe I just want to give them a list of people to call. So you can make a list by hand every time you want the ISA to go ahead and start calling people. Or let's try this. We're going to make these people have the greatest names. We're going to take Ramsey Putic, and we're going to tag him for our ISA. Let's open this guy up. And so you saw earlier in the Google Sheet for LionDesk contacts, there's actually a tag option. So you can see the tags. So I'm going to save this send to ISA tag. And then I'm actually going to show you how to set up this API Nation integration and configure it so that when you tag somebody with send to ISA, it sends them to the sheet. So let me show you exactly how to do this. And like I said, this is a great way to be able to just send somebody a Google Sheet that's updated live as you're working in LionDesk, and you can filter it by everybody who's tagged to send to the ISA. So all the people you need your ISA to contact, you can bulk tag them in LionDesk if you want. And as they get tagged, the API Nation sync will go ahead and grab them and put them in the ISA's spreadsheet so they can do that. So let me show you exactly what that looks like. So you can just go to, I'm actually going to go to the LionDesk Marketplace so you guys can take a look at that.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Gabe. We're getting some good questions, and maybe starting at the marketplace and launching from there would be a good idea.
Yeah, no, that's great. So like I said, you can just go to liondesk.com. There's the drop down here by members area, how you normally sign in. Before signing in, just go to the bottom. There's the marketplace. You just click there. You'll end up here, greeted by the Facebook ad portal, lead assist, the done for you concierge service. and all these other integrations we've been talking about. And here is the Google Sheets integration. So to start that up, to set up that integration specifically the way we're talking about it, to send only that tag for ISAs, we're just going to click on it. And then this is how all the integrations at API Nation are kind of going to look when you want to connect LionDesk to something. It's going to have some information about what it does for you, target your contacts. We got some FAQs down here just in case you want to read more about it. And then the price, so $20 a month for all those LionDesk contacts to be monitored whenever they're updated, whenever a new one is added. We send it to Google Sheets. And to set this up, it'll take you, you're going to sit on the call with us. It's going to take us less than a minute. So I just connect LionDesk. I had signed in there. Now you would normally go ahead and click Connect Google Sheets, and then it will ask you what Google account you'd like to send it to. I've already connected my Google account, so now it's just asking me, is this the right one? You connected this one before. And I'm going to say, yeah, that's right. That's perfect. So you're going to send it to your business Google account if you have a couple different ones. And then you're just going to get a couple options here to make sure it's working exactly how you want. That way we can filter out for that specific ISA thing. So you can see here, it's saying this is the LionDesk account you're talking about. Just in case you're a transaction coordinator or a marketing specialist or an ISA who uses a bunch of different LionDesk accounts. We're talking about this one. And if you want to filter for tags, like it says, it's optional. But we do to build this ISA live spreadsheet. So I'm going to go ahead and tag that. I'm going to look for that send to ISA. There it is. So I'm going to save that. And then it says sync all contacts on first run. All that's asking me is, do you want all the ones you've currently tagged as send to ISA sent over right now, as well as all the ones you're going to tag in the future? Or do you just want to do the ones in the future, from here on, send those? I actually want, all of them historically. I've already tagged a couple as send to ISA, so I'm going to do that one. And then this is the final part. Spreadsheet name, we're sending it to that guy. I'm going to actually then name this LionDesk contacts for my ISA. Just so I know exactly when I'm looking at my Google Drive, what is that sheet about? Because it can get, kind of unwieldy. You can get a lot of stuff in there and you kind of lose track. And then this final thing, I'm actually going to show you this option here in a second, but we just want to sync LionDesk contacts to Google Sheet. So we just hit that button. If this is your first API Nation integration, you will go ahead and see a pop-up to go ahead and ask you for your payment information. And that just takes a second to fill out, and then you are ready to go. So that is all launched. And now, let's see here. Let me make sure this thing has fired, and then we can take a look, and we should see our friend that we just tagged as send to ISA. We should see Ramsey sitting all alone in his spacious new Google Sheet, hopefully about to be joined by anybody else I want to send to my ISA. So let's see here. And is there any questions so far as we kind of send this guy through the tubes from LionDesk to Google Sheets?
Hey, Gabe, there's a few that I've been answering. Some people are asking about the price per integrations, and I was just answering them individually, but I guess to the group, the integrations for the LionDesk Marketplace syncs that we have are $20 a month, and that's a flat fee. So you're not going to be dinged if you happen to have a lot of data flowing through one month versus another. Or if you happen to do a big download of your database for some reason, maybe you're doing some marketing externally and want to take your database over to get some postcards done. So it is $20 per connection per month.
Perfect. Yeah, and all right, let me show you. It looks like it's made its way over there. So remember this guy, remember that name. We're going to go ahead and find him in our Google Drive here. So all right, let's go ahead and search LionDesk ISA. Maybe it's in recent. Here we go. So there we go. You can see Ramsey Puttick. This is the only guy in here. Send to ISA, and as you continue to tag people, It'll just fill out this form, and your ISA can go ahead and contact them without, having to bother you about getting a new list, getting an updated list. You can even change the phone number if you get a new phone number and email from Patrick or from Ramsey, and it'll get reflected here in the spreadsheet so that they always have the latest information. So that is the second way we've seen people really have success with that. Was there any questions about that? I can go over kind of how to set that up again if you guys would like. But yeah, is there any other questions?
That was a great feature.
Yeah, no, that I think that is super helpful. Let me show you. Let's see. We had that one question from, man, I want to say Anay. Yeah, about can we get that stuff from Google Sheets back into LionDesk? You absolutely can. So we're going to take this sheet. This is the one we built earlier. This is all our current LionDesk contacts. So let's say we have somebody who we're working with, or actually, let's say this. You guys are agents. Things have been like really humming along. You had a great summer. Things have been moving quick. And it's at the point where your LionDesk is a little bit messy. You've been tagging stuff like mad. Anniversaries are out of crazy. You just need to sit down and go ahead and go through your CRM and update stuff. And you could hop into LionDesk for sure and just kind of go through the contacts, open up the windows, slowly kind of update all the information and clean it up. That is absolutely a simple way to do this, but we can actually save you a ton of time and make this simpler. Like it was suggested, we can actually make it so that you can just hop into the spreadsheet and clean it up that way. So let me show you how to sync this back to LionDesk so that you can just hop in here and then add tags. If you wanted, you could just drag this down, and then all these people would get this tag back to LionDesk. And then because we have two little employees now looking at LionDesk to create spreadsheets, once this gets sent to LionDesk, the API Nation integration will see that, and then it'll go ahead and send them to this sheet. So that's kind of a nice thing. Let me show you how to connect.
I love that.
Yeah, let me show you how to connect this sheet to LionDesk. So again, we're going to go to the marketplace, Google Sheets, connect LionDesk. And it's going to look really remarkably similar to connect LionDesk. You would just sign in because we've already signed into LionDesk. It's probably just going to pass us through and double check. Yep, so there we are. It's now double checking which Google account has the Google Sheet we're looking for. That's the one. And this is where you're going to see the slight difference of how to set it up. So we're going to get to that configuration page. And you may remember at the bottom of the configuration page was an option. Yep. Sync Google Sheets to LionDesk contacts. So that's just basically saying, throw this thing in reverse, create another, this would be our third robot, our third little employee, create a third one. And I want this one just to send it the other way. That's what he's in charge of. And to do that, all you need is the spreadsheet URL. And if you are unfamiliar with that, the URL is actually just this guy up here from your spreadsheet. So you'll go to the spreadsheet you want synced to LionDesk. And you can see here it's docs.google. That's what it's going to look like. I'm just going to double, maybe it's triple click. I clicked a lot of times. 1, 2, 3. 3 clicks and hit Control C. That's going to copy that. I'm going to go back over here to API Nation, click in here, hit Control V, and hit the button. And that's just telling it, hey, I want somebody to go ahead and monitor that sheet also. And like I said, when I make changes to this sheet, if I update a phone number in this sheet, if I have somebody go through here and add a bunch of new contacts to this sheet, those contacts will also start to show up in LionDesk without me having to go in and upload a bunch of people to LionDesk all the time. So that is the third and basically the final way we've seen people have a lot of success with this sync. Was there any other questions about what we have done so far? Is there anything you'd like me to go back over? Or is there anything you want me to test out and see if it'll work? Any ideas you want me to try? It looks like Ram, absolutely. This is recorded and it will be available. We will email you all. And then also it will be, if you hop into YouTube, you can just search API Nation LionDesk. You can see here's the email newsletter one, and then just last Thursday was the eliminating data entry with a brokerment or .loop sync. So we'll add that. We'll add today's right here next to it, and go ahead and subscribe, because as we add these webinars, you'll just get a notification about it to let you know that new API Nation helpful content is out there for you. Any final questions or anything, Leslie Ann, you think we need to touch on one more time?
No, I think that was really good, Gabe. One of the things maybe you want to show, because we briefly went in there, is if you go to the marketplace, you can show the participants some of the other integrations that are available with API Nation. They can sign up the same way that you connected to Google Sheets. That might be a good just overview.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, in the marketplace, these are kind of the featured features and services from LionDesk: the Facebook ad portal, the Done For You concierge service, which is a great service that as you're getting started in the LionDesk, you can have someone come alongside you and guide you in setting it up so that it's prime and optimal for work. And then the lead assist also is great. And then down here, you'll see there's a bunch of integrations ready to turn on with apps you probably already use a lot day to day. And so if you connect them to LionDesk, you can save time as the data gets synced back and forth. So if you're using Brokerment as your transaction manager or commission manager, you can connect that there. We got .loop, also super popular. You can have all the contacts from LionDesk sent to .loop. They'll be there ready and waiting for you as you hop into .loop, so that you can easily create loops without having to add new people. You'll just have the people there ready for you. Kind of what we went over with that email newsletter with the MailChimp. So you can have all the people you have in LionDesk sent into a MailChimp audience. So once a week, twice a week, or once a week, once every other week. As it's become real popular, you can send out an email newsletter to stay top of mind with everybody in your LionDesk. And then, like we said, we just went through Google Sheets, Mojo Dialer. We could definitely send you more information about that. That has absolutely been our most popular integration, as people have used the 3-line dialer to kind of power through 3 times the leads and then qualify them to send them into LionDesk. And then finally, Outlook. If you are a Microsoft Outlook person, your life has probably been pretty tough, as there has not been a lot of integrations for you. But we saw you, we wanted to help you, and we wanted to make sure that you guys had an option also to get contacts from LionDesk synced to Outlook, so that you can really be super productive, at least as productive as the Google people. So cool. Is there any more questions? Any more suggestions? The only other thing that when I've talked to agents about using this, brokers especially, like we touched on earlier, the notes and comments as you back these up, that's great. Brokers and agents, as you set up these custom fields up here, in LionDesk, as you set these up, if you create custom fields that have financial data, what you can do is, this sheet 1 is updated by API Nation. But let's say you were really into a report. So you wanted to hop in and have a sheet at a glance, tell you how things are going. You could create this second sheet and then just use this sheet as raw data that's always updated. And then you could just create little reports and charts in here to let you know, exactly what you want to know about your LionDesk contacts. So for example, are we curious, what is the zip code situation? Where is our hot zip codes? Let's go ahead and highlight that. And actually, let's go here. I'm going to create a chart. You just hit create a chart. And so we want a column chart. That's kind of going to tell us where the hot zip codes are. Let's go. That looked good. Let's do that. And now we're just going to tell it where is that information. So x-axis. I believe that should be this. So yeah, you would just go through here, make this quick, these quick little reports, aggregate, there you go. Now you can see this is my zip code. This is kind of how it's going. If somebody's really poking out, you can see, 85040, really going for it. I think that's like, I think that's West Phoenix, real popular with our brokerage apparently. So maybe we need to pour some more money, have some more door knocking sessions out there. But yeah, you can create a bunch of these just using that sheet 1 is raw data. And like I said, this would be updated automatically. So as you continue to work in LionDesk, this dashboard, this series of charts and reports you build out here will also get updated automatically. It's a real-time view of the work you're doing in LionDesk.
That's cool.
And that was the zip codes. Like I said, put the financial data in LionDesk, and then you'll really start to see, some real interesting stuff happen in here as you kind of pull that information and run reports that way. So yeah, unless there's any other questions, I think that's pretty much it. We're going to give you one more minute. If anybody wants to throw out a final question. Leslie Ann, I think this has been great. What I really love about the LionDesk Google Sheets sync is that it is real simple, but it also opens up a lot of different strategies. So I've kind of showed you 3 or 4 of the most popular strategies we've seen so far, but I kind of think we're just kind of scratching the surface on what you can do with this. Spreadsheets have been around for a while. People are real innovative. Real estate agents especially are kind of always pushing the boundaries of what these things are built to do. So as you turn this on, if you have any ideas about, what you'd like to see it do, or what you like help accomplishing with it, let us know. Leslie Ann, did you have a favorite integration or part you saw so far today?
I think that I'm a reports person and really visual, so I like that. That was really cool, and certainly you can get a lot of. I know LionDesk has a really great report integration within its system. Not integration; it's just part of its system. So that within the tool is great, but having a little more flexibility here is wonderful. I always like to use Sheets to do analysis on what's going on, and certainly if I used it to give to a lead generating associate, or even if my maybe my office is going to be doing a marketing campaign for agents and they wanted a list of my sphere of influence, I could generate that and export it to a Google Sheet for them to use specifically. So there's so many uses for this particular integration in Google Sheets that it's one that I would think that would be probably a prime, one of the prime ones that I would use in my business.
Yeah, spreadsheets. I mean, if you're doing business, spreadsheets are ubiquitous. They're always around. So you'll see a ton of help online if you ever want to accomplish anything with a spreadsheet. And so they're super flexible that way. So yeah, like we said, head into the marketplace. You can turn this thing on. You can power up your business for, have this little employee updating that spreadsheet for you all the time, live, day and night, $20 a month. Thanks again, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, everybody.